wanted to be special forces?
Yes, sir.
Why do you want to join the CIA?
I'd like to help my country make a difference in the world.
The average test time is 5 hours.
I'm done, sir.
It's been 40 minutes.
38 minutes. What should I do now?
Whatever you want.
Tell me, when did you know that this was a story you had to bring to the screen?
I didn't want to get involved, frankly, because I was worried about all the controversy, and I'd been there before. And he's alive, he's under indictment, and you know these things can backfire if you get into it, and things change during the making of the movie, changes the story. So I think we threaded the needle, and we got to a place where it's still very relevant, and much more so, probably with implications are huge. It's still going on, this surveillance, and we know it.
I got a phone call at home from Oliver Stone.
I got a phone call in the car from Oliver Stone. Yeah,
of my life.
I know, it was pretty. I wish they all happened that way.
I know, so decent, really like exactly the way it should be done. Like,
very cool.
Hey, I really want you in my movie.
Totally.
What's great about Oliver Stone is he knows people from every walk of life, and he had this ex-NSA hacker there, who day one showed me it was possible for him to hack into my bank account in like 5 minutes, and that was, sort of mind-blowing. So after that, I was like, okay, this is like real. I need to really focus on this.
Getting to talk with him is a pretty incredible experience. At what point in the process did that occur?
It was a few months before we started shooting that I went to Moscow and I sat with him for about 4 hours. And one thing about Snowden is he's always trying to take the attention off of himself as a human being and put the attention on the issues that he's talking about. But I'm an actor that was going to play him as a human being, so I had to focus on those human qualities, and observe how does he sit, how does he stand, how does he talk, how does he shake your hand, how does he eat his lunch. So it was really valuable for me to get to spend that time with him.
I'm curious, would you have done it if you didn't have his participation?
Not the same way. First of all, his participation contributed so much of the central knowledge that we had, and that goes to dialogue, technology, everything he was talking about. We could have put together a version perhaps named the character someone else and done it as more openly as a fiction. That would have been harder, but we might have made a good movie. I'm not sure I would have done it, but I was thinking of it because we bought a book at that point early on by his Russian lawyer, and that was a fiction, but it was an interesting story about the 1984 state, the Orwell business.
It's funny because you hear his name and you see articles go by online, or you see pieces about him on TV, but most of that stuff is pretty shallow, and you don't usually get a real sense or understanding of what he did. So I spent some time digging, and when you Google Edward Snowden, you'll find there's a lot of very contrary perspectives on him and on what he did.
I think what's happening here is that the world is going faster and faster, and the information is very important in this movie that comes out, because it's going on now, and we may not be around, and we'd allow for 20 years to go by. The cyber warfare threat is very real, and this is an electronic surveillance state and world state that we're all coming together into a kind of a mass convergence, and I hope our countries can work it out with other countries so they don't feel that's the enemy, that's the enemy, that's the enemy. I think there is a way to make a deal about how to control the way we use electronics, and I hope so. I mean, Snowden hopes so too.
We are running out of time.
They're gonna come for me. They're gonna come for all of you too.